Happy August 17th, everybody. Welcome to ALWT Things Gaming, episode 60. I'm your host, Malachi36, aka It's the Nine Ball, aka Cameron, aka Flash from ALWT Gaming. I'm here. Guys, I have to say, it's been a while since all four of us have been on a single podcast together. It feels good. It looks great. It's filling up the entire overlay. You feel me? I have to go on over to my boy Gravity Mark II. How are you doing today, good sir?
I'm doing pretty well, man. How you doing? You sound a little flustered there.
Just a little bit. Just a little. I think I'm still getting over our victory on Hunter's Arena, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. So I'm still reaping in the benefits of that. But of course, it has to be a little bit flustered. But you know who's not flustered is It's the Nine Ball. How are you doing today, good sir? What's going on?
I'm angry now. I'm not flustered.
Why are you angry?
I'm not flustered. No, I'm doing good. I'm good. Finally got a day off.
Yeah, that's why he's not flustered, is because he doesn't have to work his 9 to 5 like the 9 to 5 that we're going to be having this Saturday. Whenever we decide to go ahead and just select the game on that one, isn't that right, Mildewy Carrot?
I mean, this is the first I've been hearing it, but sure.
No, it's not. We talked about it last week.
Well, I heard about 9 to 5, but I haven't heard about a game yet. But I'm with 9 Ball. I need a day off, which is coming up here soon, so I'm counting down my hours.
What are you planning on doing on your day off?
Probably playing a lot of Smite and Warframe, to be completely honest. I got the Battle Pass I got to level up. I'm finally into the Prestige Pass area, so I got to get to the end of that. In Smite, and then me and TVF Abyss are going to be on Warframe. I'm trying to get him leveled up because of the new war that just started on there and all the new effects, and also we're going to go to town trying to get him up to our speed level. So
I'm going to try to join you on that. I got to get back into Warframe.
I'm trying to get Gravity on there. Gravity.
And I actually want to. I want to start the conversation there. I actually do want to start the conversation there first. I want to start with Mildewy Carrot, and then going around the circle. I'll end last. So it'll be Mildewy Carrot, It's the 9 Ball, Gravity Mark II, and then I'll end last. I want to talk about what have we been playing, what do we plan on playing as we are getting down to the last 4 months of the year. You first, Mildewy.
Oh.
Like, what am I playing and what am I going to be playing?
Yeah, what are you planning and where are you planning on playing?
So, I've been playing a crap ton of Conan still. Conan Exiles. Been modding that and playing it and just having a good old time. I love my Survivor games. Definitely going to be finishing out with Smite because, I get that Battle Pass updated and all. Going to be going through Warframe because of the new War Within and all. Got to get that that quest done. Oops, sorry guys, camera was getting offset there. And then coming out next, or coming up to be playing next, is definitely want to get some of my list clear, just random games I've got to clear out for when Bridge of Spirits comes out here in September. So when that comes out, my focus is going to be on top of that 100%. So yeah, that's pretty much my roster, and like I said, I don't know what else is on there, but it's like once I get done with Smite for sure, and then Warframe, we're going over to those other ones.
Heard that. It's the 9 Ball. What you been up to? What you been playing? What's going on in your life of gaming? What do you plan on playing?
Well, what I'm playing, I tried out because I heard Cyberpunk had a bunch of updates, and not to mention a ton of mods. So I put some on there, and I tried that out today. That's all right.
It's not empowering. It's not.
Sound disappointed.
I mean, I'm just. It's still good. For me, I just like playing it from time to time. But what I've been going through is actually Returnal, and I'm a lot more Smite. I'm gonna get a lot more Smite, and I'm gonna finish off 14. Besides that, actually, I've been focusing back on again.
Planning on what? You broke up for a second.
Oh, I said actually I've been focusing back on anime again.
Okay.
So I've like I said, I watched Evangelion. Like I watched all those, like 1.1, 2, 3, and 3+1. I also restarted Vivi, since it is now in English, and I don't have to read it. Because reading the teddy bear talking took forever, because it would talk so fast. Like if you watch the
teddy
Japanese,
bear.
It talks real. I mean, it'll make sense once you start watching. It talks real fast, but I want to get back into that. Game wise, like I said, I'm gonna do I'm probably be joining TBF and Mildewy
Warframe.
on Warframe. Yep. And I want to get the Smite one completely caught up, so I'm probably gonna be playing that after this one. But my main focus would be probably Returnal but more importantly, 14. So I'm like 70, but then 71. I'm gonna get that up to 80 for my main character.
That nice. And before we're going over to Gravity, I have to ask because I've been. I mean, you guys already know me. I'm probably out of us. I'm probably the one that's most on social media. And even for myself, I'm not really on it like that. Besides just doing like posts and stuff like that. But I was scrolling through and I saw that IGN had posted something, or not even IGN. I saw a post to where it talked about PlayStation dropping Cyberpunk 2077 again. I saw that, and now when I'm trying to look for that story, I can't find it anywhere, so maybe it was just a pigment of my imagination. But I did come across one where it says Cyberpunk 2077 drops at $10 on Xbox and PS4. So it dropped in price, which is really interesting because, again, it's not even a full year old yet. And on top of that, for half the time it was released, it wasn't even on PlayStation. It was like 7 months. And then it was on PlayStation. Now, all of a sudden, it comes back, and it's like a month or two later, and it's down to $10. Literally $10. So, if you guys are still trying to get Cyberpunk 2077, this is the time to get it.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely get it. For that price, it's a steal. It's definitely worth it.
I got it for $5.
I'm saying it's... Huh?
I got it from Best Buy for $5. Or actually, no, I got it for $2. I actually got it for $2.
It was a physical.
It was a physical. I can grab it.
They were really trying to get rid of
it. And here's the funny thing. It was the deluxe edition.
Oh, they were really trying to get rid of that.
Yeah, dude. But that was Best Buy. That was Best Buy.
They're like, please just take it, get it out of our inventory, please. It's just been sitting here like a sore thumb. Like, just get it out.
You know, that reminds me of
something that's quite interesting. I'll tell you about that later. I'm sorry.
I was like, you know what that reminds me of? Nine Ball might know about this. You remember the game for 360 called Two Worlds?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember that.
I was talking to some people at several stores, like in GameStop, so they're like, "You cannot pay me to take that game back." It was so bad. I was like, and I agree with them. Like, I tried it out, thought it was gonna be good. Nope.
Yeah. I was supposed to. I rented it.
It was supposed to be the Skyrim killer. I remember that game.
Yeah, and it was.
It's gotta be the new Skyrim killer.
And then it felt there were so many bugs and glitches, and to load into another area that you're riding to, like you're in the middle of an open plane, and to go to the next spot, you had to load it in. I was like, what?
Yeah, I think I rented it from Blockbuster. I rented it from Blockbuster, and I think I made money when I returned it. On over to you, Gravity Mark.
Hold on, guys.
Well, I've been doing the anime thing, of course, just keeping up with the latest anime this season. Definitely keeping up on Tokyo Revengers, which is,
of course,
chef's kiss. Definitely try not to cry with To Your Eternity. Try not to cry to that. I've also been like really putting in the work with reading manga, specifically one, and I've realized two things about this manga after I've gone through and read it, because I've seen the entire anime start to finish. I know everything that's gonna happen, but it's given me a more of an appreciation for it. I'm actually on chapter 598.
Good God, dude! I can't read past page like 30. Like,
so I saw that, I guess, the Boruto series was starting to pick up, where I guess there's some exciting things that are starting to happen lately. I saw some clips of it, and I was like, yeah, I guess finally. And I heard some people were like, oh, this is the part of the manga that actually gets good. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to read the Boruto manga, I want to go through and I want to read the Naruto manga, all 700 chapters of it.
Good.
So
jeez.
It's great. Like two things I've realized is that, one, series is really great. The anime had a lot of it had a lot of fluff. It was fine, but the manga really, really great. Second thing I learned, fans suck. like the fans absolutely suck. I'm sorry. I'm a fan too. I suck as well. I'm just throwing that out there. like I feel like as I'm reading it, I'm just like, why does everyone hate this series? I'm like, oh, it's not necessarily that people hate the series or they just hate on it. Like they hate on it because the fans are kind of not the greatest kind of people. They're really obnoxious,
I hate
and
to cut. Oh, but I hate to cut in on you with that, but
oh, you're good.
actually, I understand. I was just reading because I was telling Malachi off stream that we was that I was watching
Evangelion.
yeah.
Yep.
And fans, fans are freaking out. You remember? I don't know if you remember that. I mean, fans have always been toxic. Evangelion's got one for a particular toxic fan. You remember the original ending of Evangelion? I don't know.
Yeah.
I personally haven't.
Oh yeah.
Haven't.
Oh yeah. I
the
saw the
original
original ending.
ending.
The original ending. That was like, wow.
People hated it. They hated it so bad, they sent him death threats.
Let me stop right there for a second. First and foremost, for anybody that's having to send death threats over something that's fictional, get over your effing self. You know what I mean? Like, go get a life. Stop watching animes if that's going to trigger you that much.
Shit.
Like, really, that? Oh my goodness! Life is so much more than that. So just chill the hell out.
Yeah,
that's what caused him to make. I don't know if you ever seen EOE or the end of Evangelion.
Mm-hmm.
It was the more disturbing one. That's what caused the end of Evangelion. That's why it was probably so disturbing. He ended up having to redo it, and I think he was pissed off, and it showed. It was good. It was just he resolved everything.
It's just, I mean,
everybody, pretty much
because he was getting death threats.
Well, it's because
fiction, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
His story.
He put the death threats in the anime.
Oh, call them out! Call them out!
Like,
jeez.
But that was just something that I wanted to throw out there. Like, gaming aside, that's what I'm doing over here. I've been putting in the work with this series. It's, again, really great series, but I'm just like, man, I'm pretty sure the fans, myself included, really suck.
You want to find out how bad the fans can get, you should go on to
how dare you!
Toxicity and fan
no, I'm just saying.
I gotta give a shout real fast. Gotta give a shout out to Literally Just Silent for subbing for us on the tier 1 just recently. Thank you very much again. We appreciate that. Back to you, Mel.
See that? I was just gonna say, like, Gravity. You want to see how crazy fans can get? You should go on any of the fan fiction sites underneath the Naruto fandom and just see what they've got in there. You talk about crazy shit. I
don't dare tread those waters. I don't dare step into that swamp.
I sail those seas, like, and some of the stuff in there, you're just like, what are you smoking to have thought of this? Like, literally, I need to know. Some of the stuff is just like
ridiculous.
Nope, I'm good. I'm okay over here. I'm okay with the source material. That's fine with me. I'm okay with it. It's again, the series is really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
And it's not so much. But over the gaming, what I'm doing with gaming, Mildewy Carrot a while back had mentioned that he had gone back to Conan, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll jump in a little bit of Conan too. I'm not really doing mods. I actually have it on my PS5, and I was like, you know what, let me just go back in. I'll just mess around. Oh, sadly can't. But I was like, you know what? I'll just go around. I'll mess around a little bit. And I slowly started to just kind of get into more and more of kind of a creative mode where I'm like, you know what? Like, let me just build some really cool stuff. Let me just do some really dumb stuff. So I'm just goofing off in that. Playing a little bit, not as much, just a little bit occasionally of Pokemon Unite. There have been a couple games where we do really well. And then you're like, man, you know what? I'm on a streak right now. You know what? I feel really good. I'm gonna jump into a ranked match. And you know what happens?
You get Pikacha'd.
It's literally Pikachu. It's literally the squishiest characters, where you're stacked. You have all your best gear, which I'm not paying for it, but you have your best gear, and you see their health, and it's just.
He's completely unbalanced. He's broken.
The games before, I'm going, but now all of a sudden, it's slowly going down. Meanwhile, mine just dead. Yep. Is how that goes, and I'm just like, I'm just not gonna do ranked for a little bit. It's fun. It's really fun. I will say it's really fun when you're not playing against somebody who paid to win. Is all I'm saying. They really need to fix that. There's the Pokemon Presents tomorrow, so they're going to be talking about like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus. But I also hope that they talk about Pokemon Unite as well. I'm hoping that they can talk about some of the new characters, maybe some balancing in there. But I've been playing some of that. And recently, very recently, I've been playing some Hunter's Arena.
Yeah, you have.
Which I have been saying for the longest time, when it comes to battle royales, I can't do shooters. I just can't. I'm terrible at them. I'm not good at them. And I don't want to put in the work to like just suck a bunch of times just to hopefully get good and hopefully have fun. But this is definitely a melee kind of battle royale. You get to go in, you get to smack people around, you get to do a lot of really cool stuff. And it's kind of my jam. Now, I will say, like, if you get double teamed and you start to get juggled, you're kind of SOL. They could definitely use some balancing in that game a lot, but I mean the game came out like what 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. Same with Pokemon Unite. They're both very, very fresh games. So I'm really hoping that the developers really take players' feedback seriously and they try to fix some of this stuff, especially with Hunter's Arena, because as fun as it is, there have just been some times where I'm just like I get stuck on the lip of a rock. I'm like, how can I not fall off? I'm like right here and I can't. I'm getting stuck. I'm getting cornered on a rock, and I'm like, how can I not just? I can't just fall off the rock. I'm like, nope, you're stuck on the lip of the rock.
Yeah, that actually has happened to me. So, well, first off, I want to going back to your Pokemon Unite comment.
Yeah, I was about to say
to call that out.
Yeah, literally, just Silent says they removed the ability to purchase item upgrades. So that's a good thing because that's a good thing.
Right.
That's a good thing.
It's not gonna prevent all the people who already did it from playing, but you know what? It's fun. As long as they cut it off, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I hate the micros.
Yeah. And then second, going back to your comment on Hunter's Arena. So like for me in particular, I feel like it's really balanced, but I do agree with. There's a time period I got stuck in a corner. And I kid you not, I was getting wrecked so bad that it felt like I glitched. I didn't. I was just stuck that bad. Like they were juggling me. I broke through it. Like that's one of the things that I absolutely love in Bloody Roar is that if you're getting juggled like you do in Tekken, you can transform and it breaks the juggle.
They need to have some kind of hit decay where it deals less and less damage. That's what Marvel vs. Capcom will do where they start doing hit decay.
Yeah. I think that'll be good, but I think part of the issue, the reason why they may not entertain that is because it's not a 1v1. It is 2v3, 3v3, 1v3. You know what I mean? So if I'm getting attacked and there's hit decay going on and it's only it's I think at that point it's just more about teamwork and getting your gear versus it is just a 1v1 trying to bounce someone up and then juggle them the whole time, because there is that capability that you can free yourself one time every 60 seconds because they do have a block
90.
break.
I think
90 it's 90 seconds.
It's 90
Good
seconds.
God.
Yeah, I think they need to definitely.
Dead.
If any tweak needs to be made, it needs to be that one to where they. I mean, I understand a cooldown on it, but not as long as it was, because there was times where I popped it and then I got 3 more back on me right
away.
To
blow people back.
And
it's either that or get a bigger stun radius for it and more stun time, because I've popped that before on a fight where I had 5 people on my ass, and I'm like, okay, I did not sign up for this gangbang. Popped it, and they're like, no, you're in it, and they came right back in, and I could barely get away. And I'm Dar, and she's got some freaking nasty get away speed, and I'm like, what?
And that's even more of my point is that like if it was a typical fighter that probably would be evaluated and addressed, but because this is something there's just like, hey, you have to work with your team. This is in case you want to turn the edge for a one-on-one fight, but you have to work with your team in order for you to have the best results, because that's what it is. It is a battle royale tweak, and that's what I was talking about before. Me, Abs, and Gravity. I think we found a really good balance when he was playing as Samjong. I was playing as Mum Young, and she was she Mimi? Is that what it was?
My boy.
Yeah, and we just had a really good. Now, don't ask me to go against a ranged person, because I for sure will get wrecked. But anybody else,
Mama,
anybody, because again, like, yeah, Mum Young is literally like I can go invisible and I can maybe sneak up on him, but after out of that, I'm screwed because they have range on me for days. But against anybody else, I'm pretty good on. But then if you have Abs playing as June, then she can take the ranged person because he can teleport to the ranged person. It honestly is I think it's a really beautiful game. There's some tweaking that they got to do here and there, but I do appreciate that they seem to be taking the feedback from their core audience right now and trying to implement it as quickly as possible. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
They
Literally just silent in the chat just said maybe keep the cooldown but give longer CC immunity time, and I definitely agree with that.
I
If
agree,
you want to keep that cooldown, like I said, you gotta have a balance in there because, like I said, I popped them away, and the next thing you know, I was
joking about this earlier.
I was like, "There's
like
it's
yeah, like I like several times today, I've been playing and it was 2v1 on me, and I'm trying so hard. I'm trying really, really, really hard, and eventually I just get to a point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna put my controller down and just watch my health just go because there's nothing I can do.
I got
like,
juggled in a corner. I couldn't even see nothing.
Yeah, like when it gets to a point where like like I had two people unleashing their abilities on me at the same time, juggling me.
Yeah.
I could do nothing. I had 50 seconds left on my cooldown to get out of that, and I was like, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I'm done. I literally can't do anything about this. And I will say it's a game that punishes you for making mistakes.
Yeah.
And while I don't mind that, like I kind of like a game that kind of whips me a little bit. Like just get it right next time. It's like, okay, but like I never block. I don't know about you guys. I don't ever use the block button.
Yeah.
I can't.
I
don't
Dark
every
Souls ingrained in me. You don't
every
block.
every time I try to block, I fail. I just dodge. I'm just like dodge. I will dodge out of the way. But you know what? Whoever put this Fortnite imposters in here, like I was just joking to Hey It's Abs about this earlier today because I saw it on PlayStation where they're like Fortnite imposters, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you not have an original idea that you can put into this yourself? You're just like
It's
Among Us, but Fortnite. It's like
Fortnite.
No, you can't. It's so dumb.
This show on top of my
Remember, Fortnite took some elements from Apex Legends by reviving your people, by allowing a ping system, which the pings I don't mind, but they're taking things from they have Ariana Grande in there as a skin now.
I mean,
so Fortnite.
You know what? That's kind of cool. Like, you know what? If you're Ariana, it's like, hey, Fortnite's got like, you know what? What if Fortnite was like, hey Malachi, we're putting in a Malachi skin. It's like, be kind of cool.
Promotion.
I'd be kind of cool.
Fortnite's no longer a game. It's literally like a service of life, promotions of life.
Like
that's
Roblox.
What it is. Yeah, that's all.
Like
that's all it is. Yeah.
It's just it's just yeah. I mean, they started to take stuff from Apex. They started to take things from Call of Duty. They were like they're just taking so much stuff, and it's just like eventually like it just gets to a point where you're just like, okay, like, you know what, like ping, yeah, everyone wants a ping, like wants the ping system, like it works. It's just good quality of life updates to your game. Put it in there. I don't care. But like when you're like reshaping your game to be another game, it's like, especially one that's not even a shooter. It's a game of who, like Guess Who or whatever the game is. I can't remember. Like it was Mr. Mustard in the library with the candlestick.
Oh, you're talking about Clue.
Yeah. Clue. That's what it was. I was like, it ends in ooh. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, when you're formatting your game to be a completely different game, it's just like, what are you doing? Who's asking for this?
Mm-hmm.
Who thought this was a good idea? Like, you know what? I want to be in those meetings. I want to be in those meetings with. Yes, I do. Yeah,
it's
no.
A lot of drugs, and that's about it.
She'd be like, hey, what if we just make another game? What if we just copy another game? It's like, promotion.
That's probably
promotion.
But again, like, because of how big the success of Fortnite, they're literally like GTA and Fortnite will do very similar things. They take their success and they start marketing it in a different way that keeps it going, keeps the audience engaged, and people like it. Some of the other companies don't do it to that extent. Yeah,
people are leaving.
Yeah, I was about to say,
going to Apex.
Yeah, from
news.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just posted in the chat. COD's doing that in Cold War. They're doing a double agent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Oh
pretty
my
much
God.
it's pretty much an
Yeah, but-
imposters for Fortnite, but it's in Cold War. It's
Yeah.
literally they have like double agents, investigators. Like it's like
How many
I
of us?
saw that. I was like,
Yeah,
are
they
you
brought that
kidding
up
me?
a
And then
couple
I saw
weeks ago,
imposters. I'm
yeah.
like, were they all on the same page? They had just have a group meeting going, how can we keep ourselves going? Let's
Yeah,
let's
it
all
was like
make
conference-
clue
it was-
in our freaking
It was a
game.
Microsoft Teams meeting.
But yeah,
The reception cut out like mid sentence. Like, did he just say copy them? Like, no, I said coffee machine. Like, what are you talking about? I just got an espresso. What are you talking?
copy them. Go.
I said,
Go,
give
go,
me a copy, man. Yes, copy them.
Get the programmers on this now. Let's go.
Real quick, want to throw this out there before we fully dive into the meat and grits of the section. You guys already know. That was a great appetizer. That was a great appetizer. You know what I mean? Got some mozzarella sticks on the side. I'm just waiting for my sirloin.
Party platter.
So you guys already know. When it comes down to gaming, I prioritize PlayStation titles just because those will speak to me the most. I recently have been finding myself. I own a PC. I own Xbox. I own Switch. I own a PlayStation. For a couple months now, I've been primarily playing on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, with the occasion of me jumping on the Switch and PC. I came to realization as of like today that lately I've been actually dipping more into the variety gaming of it. So what I've actually been playing, I started Jade Empire on PC. Started that for the first time ever. And I'm thinking if I'm going to actually, I have a feeling I might actually end up streaming that. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I was supposed to be streaming a game. Get back on that.
I started, as of today, for the first time ever, Final Fantasy IX. Started Final Fantasy IX. It's very interesting. I will say this. I'm getting rage. I'm getting very angry because I can't jump over the freaking jump rope. I'm doing a mini game and I'm trying to get the 30 and I can't get past 21. So it's getting me a little frustrated, but that's neither here or there. The story's
actually It's been years since I played Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, I'm at the very, very beginning still. Like I just became I
think I know where you're at.
Yeah, I can't remember the guard's name. It's like Stinian or something like that.
Yeah,
Stein. Yeah, I have it to where his guys just got wrecked by my posse. They just got wrecked and they're stripped naked inside the lockers because I took their clothes and wore them as armor and everything like that. Now I'm chasing the princess, and then Stein comes down and he's just like, "Where's my people at?" And then there's only 2 that show up, and he's just like, "Where's the other 6?" and everything. It's pretty funny. But yeah, so that has me.
I know where you're at.
So I'm at the very, very beginning on that, but yeah. And then on the Xbox portion. So that was on Switch, by the way, and also of course trying to get a little further inside Monster Hunter, playing some Pokemon Unite every so often. Xbox portion, I'm playing that more because now I have EA. I was able to access my EA Play. I figured that all out and everything like that. Nice. Which actually I talked to Silent about inside the chat. So I've been playing my UFC career because UFC 4 is on EA Play.
Oh.
So I've been playing that. And I'm having a great time with that. It feels great.
How much is EA Play per month?
If you have Game Pass Ultimate, right?
Yep.
So you already have it.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, you just got to link. Yeah, you just got to link your accounts together. Yeah. So
okay, I'm good.
Yeah. But that was I've been having a really good time on that. And then also I've been playing Madden 22 because that's also involved with EA Play, and for 10 hours you can play Madden 22 before it's released for 10 hours for free, the full game. So I've been playing a little bit of that as well.
I might join you then on Madden. So I haven't played Madden since, God, I can't remember the last time I played a Madden.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Mine was on the N64.
If
that tells you
anything.
Blitz.
That's like,
how old
I think the last we played was like NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
506.
And then
it says in the chat cam, you get your 100% on the opening sword fight. I don't know what game that's.
Get your 100% on the opening sword fight.
Final Fantasy 9, the acting part.
Oh, no. I got 97% on the
Yeah,
sword.
you have to do like a fake sword fight part of the
Yeah,
game.
it's part of the it's part of the play. Yeah, I got 97. I kept on failing that because and the reason why now this is the only regret that I have us playing on the Switch. I got 97%, but that I had to do it a couple times because when it would say X is not normally where it's at for me, which is on PlayStation at the bottom. It's at the top where triangle's at. So when it would say X, I would hit A, and I was like, crap, and I had So that part that messed me up so many times. So I didn't get 100% on that, but I did impress the Queen, which is what progressed me inside the story. So I was good there. And then on the PlayStation side, so I have PC Jade Empire, Switch Final Fantasy 9, Monster Hunter. Xbox, more Game Pass games, and Black 4 Blood. I played a little bit of that, had a good time with that. And then on PlayStation, Final Fantasy 14, diving in that, loving every bit of that story. That's my nutrients right there. I'm getting every single bit of my nutrients right there. Smite, jumped on that. I re-downloaded Outriders because I was going to go ahead and jump on that with my buddy Lance, but since I had the full game and he had the trial, we weren't able to link up together. So, but I still want to get through Outriders, so at least I can beat it and then be done with it unless there's new content that comes out later. It's a pretty decent game. I just need people to play with. Of course, been jumping on Smite every day. You already know. Playing some FIFA Ultimate Team. I got Lewandowski. Thank you, baby. And then lastly, Also, I went ahead, Hunter's Arena. We already know how that is. We're racking up them wins, baby. We're getting it down. We're trying to find the best meta for all that, but not cheap because we're not like that. We like to have honor in our fights. You know what I mean?
Wukong.
For the horde.
When they made him free rotation, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, Wukong was whooping our butts, man. He was real.
He's real busted.
Yeah. He is. That's why I was not happy when I saw him on free rotation. Momo, you can kind of counter him.
Dude,
he's annoying to counter.
Seeing the I saw like a bunch of Wukong memes in the Hunters Arena Discord page. Hilarious.
It's probably about as funny as when they did the beta testing for Monster Hunter Rise and freaking Magnamalo's on there just like ripping us to pieces like a god mode. Like there was no like facing it. It was just
but yeah, so that's all the stuff that we've been playing. That's the stuff that we're planning on playing. Of course, there's more games that's coming out that we're going to be talking about, such as Halo Infinite, such as Tales of Arise. And yeah, I can't wait to dive into all of that with you guys as the year progresses and we go through it. I can't wait to hear more of what It's the Nine Ball has to do with Returnal. I can't wait to hear when Mildewy Carrot starts Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart because I'm very interested. I'm very interested on your take on that game.
I'm actually probably gonna try and upload that and maybe start streaming here probably next week with that.
Dude, tag me in that stream all day because I want to see it.
I
want to see every bit of that, man.
I was streaming actually close to the sun, I believe.
Close to the sun. Close to the sun.
It's sort of like a BioShock, a sister, kind of like a spiritual successor to BioShock. It's in that same vein. It'd be mixed kind of like that with bit of horror aspects in there.
What system? PC?
PC.
You said close to the sun?
Yeah, close to the sun.
Silent just asks, how far into Godfall did we get? Me and Gravity are actually on the water world, so the second world. Which I don't mind. I don't mind jumping in Godfall and getting through that. It's a good game to play with friends. It's definitely.
I forgot I got that game.
It may not be the best game to play solo unless you're like really, really into, because the graphics are beautiful, the gameplay is beautiful. The only thing that doesn't captivate me is the story as of right now. I know there's a DLC that's coming out at the end of the year, and when I mean end of the year, I really mean just Q4 at some point. And I know that's going to be cross progression or cross play with PS4 and PS5. At some point, but I'm inside the water world with Gravity, and we're like I said, we're having a good time with that. Before we dive inside the story portion of it, there's one last thing I want to give you guys an update on, and that's our fantasy gaming league. So we're gonna take a little peek at this. Oh, hey! Spoiler alert: Ohio's out of the negatives. Turned down for what?
Humankind. Humankind.
Yeah.
Humankind, baby.
Yeah, he's out of negatives, and that's what we're going to talk about right now. Anyone that is currently
He got 2 points.
Anybody that is currently curious about how that works, we have a fantasy gaming league works just like fantasy football, but instead of on a weekly basis, on an annual basis. Instead of being against one player, you're against your whole team. It goes on a 100-point scale, with 70 points being the threshold. Anything that scores above 70 points on Metacritic earns you those points. Anything below 70 points makes you lose those points. And then we have counter picks in there to where you can try to mess your own players, your opponent up. So with that being said, he says, give me them Pokemon points. With that being said, I am pending in last place right now. I'm really just pending overall, but I'm pending last place because I still don't have a game that released yet.
Oh, yeah, you are in last place.
Yeah.
He's above 0.
He's got 4 points. He's got 4 points.
So I'm representing ALWT Gaming with Deathloop, Halo Infinite, Final Fantasy 16, Far Cry 6, Solar Ash, Dying Light 2, Stay Human, Call of Duty Vanguard, and Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles. I have a counter pick of God of War Ragnarok, which has been confirmed. It's not releasing this year, and I have 0 points. In second place right now currently, we have Zaka TV being represented by It's the 9-Ball. He has Resident Evil Village, which got him 14 points. He has Returnal, which got him 16 points. The Medium got him 5 points. Ruin King, a League of Legends story, which is pending to come out. Oddworld Soulstorm, which got him 1 point. Guilty Gear Strive got him 16 points. Mario Golf Super Rush got him 1 point. I feel like that went down. Yeah.
Better.
It did.
And then he has an open slot still for a game to pick up. In first place right now, we have... Oh, no, my bad. In, I guess, fourth place. Yeah, in fourth place right now, we have Carrot Patch Inc. being represented by Mildewy Carrot. He has Monster Hunter Rise, which got him 18 points. He has Kenna Bridge of Spirits pending to come out. Shin Megami Tensei 5 pending to come out. Psychonauts 2 pending. 12 Minutes pending. It Takes Two got him 18 points. Diablo 2 Resurrected pending. He has an open spot, so that's pending to be selected, and he has a counter pick of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Rewinding back to your 12 Minutes. I'm actually curious about that. Now that I've always had Game Pass for a while, but I'm very curious about how that's going to play. Now I've seen a little bit more gameplay and more of what's about to be about. So I actually can't wait to see what that game's going to entail.
That's why I picked up that one. That one looks very
very interesting,
very new and very interesting. So I have a good feeling about that one. I'm not gonna say like 100, but I'm definitely gonna say it's gonna be some good points. I think it's gonna get a good review.
I agree.
I hope.
Fantasy Football, which is represented by Silent in the chat. He has
What's up?
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which is not releasing this year. He has Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which got him 18 points. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga pending to come out. New Pokemon Snap 10 points. Axiom Verge 2 9 points. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl pending to come out. Battlefield 2042 pending to come out. Scarlet Nexus 9 points. And he has a counter pick of Back for Blood. And he is currently in third place right now. In first place, we have LSB Live with Bravely Default 2, which got him 8 points. Near Replicant version 1 point and a lot of numbers, which got him 13 points. Little Nightmares 2, 13 points. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach pending to come out. The Dark Pictures Anthology House of Ashes pending. Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin 11 points. Tales of Arise pending, but tomorrow. Not tomorrow. It's probably gonna be a little bit earlier than that, later than that. Neo World Ends With You got him 12 points, and he has a counter pick of yours truly, Final Fantasy 16. I hate you, LSB Live, but I really love you. Ohio, finally out of the negatives, has God of War Ragnarok. This is not coming to come out. Back for Blood pending. Humankind 10 points. Evil Genius 2 World Domination 7 points. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance got him negative 11 points, and Biomutant, which got him negative 11 points. He has 2 open spots still, and he's going to lose some more points. So maybe those positives will just go away because he has Halo Infinite as a counter pick. So R.I.P. Ohio, R.I.P. And then Silent just went ahead and just quoted me on in a lot of numbers. There's a lot of numbers there. So reading that off, it literally is near replicant 1.224744871139. You know what I mean? I know I did it quickly just now, but I was in the mood to say it at the time. I just did it for your amusement. So that's what we have there. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, story number 1. What's new with Xbox? I know we did 40 minutes of just pure appetizers, but I love it. I am here for the shenanigans.
I think we switched this up.
Yeah, well,
I think we did the main course, and now we're doing the apps.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, story number 1. What's new with Xbox? There's actually I put 2 articles, 2 stories in one because they're both related with Xbox. Eddie Mackrick from GameSpot says, quote, Xbox Phil Spencer recently got to try out Valve's new Steam Deck handheld gaming machine, and he's a fan, going to say it runs Xbox games and xCloud well. Spencer said he recently visited Valve software and spoke with higher-ups at the company, including Valve founder Gabe Newell, to discuss the Steam Deck. Quote,
God, Gabe.
quote, after having mine most of the week, I can say it's a really nice device, end quote. Spencer says, quote, games with me on the go, screen size, controls, all great. Playing Halo and Age of Empires feels good. xCloud works well, end quote. Spencer, that's what Phil Spencer said. Spencer getting to try out the Steam Deck isn't necessarily foreshadowing a partnership with Valve. After all, as head of Xbox, Spencer no doubt has a lot of friends in high places and is himself keen to keep track of the latest developments across the industry. He's also sung the praises of the PlayStation 5 and the Nintendo Switch. Still, it's neat to see. So what do you guys think about that? You guys have Phil Spencer that's on the Steam Deck. I keep wanting to say Stream Deck, but it's a Steam Deck, and he's loving it. Do you guys think that we're going to see Xbox Game Pass on the Steam Deck at all?
Yes, they already said it. Yeah, they already said it.
Okay.
They said you can do anything you want with the thing. He said you can completely wipe it, put Windows. He said if you want Steam on there, if you want the Xbox, yeah, we can put it on there. If PlayStation has a streaming service that allows you to play on PC, yeah, you can put it on there.
They did confirm that it is an actual PC. It's just a portable PC. So I get that. I haven't heard them actually be like, yeah, we're putting it as far as a pre-app on there, like Game Pass on there.
It's gonna be a pre-app, but
I would like it to be. Make it easy.
It can be. It would have to be on a Steam OS, and Xbox could probably actually go, yeah, sure. They can probably put in like an app section or something, kind of like how Android and Google and Apple. We can just go Steam, Game Pass, and you just download the thing, and it'll be on there.
I don't know what OS
is it running.
I was about to say I don't know what OS is. Let me see if because
was it Linux or it doesn't.
They use a modified version of Linux.
Yeah, I was about to say I think they did mention Linux. Yeah.
They should have like a store application then that they could easily then just download the Game Pass from. So I definitely agree with that.
You would think
that you could easily put it on there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not difficult to put on there.
I think it's just people are thinking it's just a Steam Deck because it was. I feel like Steam probably got sponsorship to it first, and so they're putting it on installation upon delivery. But Valve is saying, you can do any type of PC gaming, which Steam has no problem with. Like
you can put like GOG on there. You can put EA
Origins. Yeah. So I feel like you can definitely do it for sure. They just prioritized it because you got a lot more people on Steam who would want to dive into that first based off, I feel like, because they're more of the mobile gamers, and now that you've given them an option to do their games mobile, it's better. You hit a larger audience cap with that, but giving now the ability to then say Game Pass on there, you then grab that extra audience, to say, hey, by the way, you guys too, So, but I feel like you're also then, standard same with Game Pass is you're going to have the restrictions versus Xbox console, but it's still a good way to grab more customers. So, Yeah, I don't see that being a problem at all.
I mean, again, I was already excited about the Steam Deck, which is interesting because this is not the Steam's first attempt at a mobile device or a device in general. It's interesting to see what type of leadway that they have on this now. Like they started. I don't know if they took their criticisms. I don't know if they see what other people are doing and just like, you know what, we can do that too. But I know that there's a lot. Like, it was hard to get one for some people, but it was hard to get one right when they had pre-orders going up. You know what I mean? So luckily, me and Nineball, we locked ours in, and we're just waiting for the end of the year. And I'm ready to get my Steam Deck, which is right next to my Switch. Maybe that'll be Switch 2.0. Maybe that'll make Switch step up the game as far as some of the stuff that they have on there, like 4K screens or something. I don't know. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say
chat on this system. How about that?
Do that, yeah. Let me actually just do a username versus a friend code. Let me do something like that.
Friend code.
Yeah.
Have you been friend coded? No. But then you're not allowed on my Switch.
I was gonna say, do you guys think that if the Steam Deck does well enough, do you think that that's gonna convince like maybe PlayStation to revise their portable consoles?
They would. I doubt it. If anything,
Really?
it would make them. Well, first off, shout out to SQ. What up?
What's up?
But yeah, no.
How's it going?
I honestly think that if anything, at the best case scenario, if we were to look into a portable system for the PlayStation side, they would just have to revisit the Vita. They already have a great piece of tech right there.
I'm sorry, like the Vita, like I like the Vita, like trust me, I love my Vita, but hardware-wise, I feel like it's at this point it's out of date.
Dated.
Well, yeah. So
it's dated, like even compared to the Switch.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry to say it.
I agree, but I was about to say, like, if they weren't going to make it work with that before in its prime, chances are they're not going to have another one. If anything, you should have a Vita 2.0 to where it's like the OLED model or something like that. But if they do anything other than the Vita, that's going to be another portable thing. I don't see it succeeding just because they had success with the Vita, but it wasn't PlayStation success, so they just didn't pour enough love into it.
Which, the other thing about the Vita, though, is that there were games that were made specifically for the Vita. And that was the case with a lot of portable consoles at the time, especially like with Nintendo products. Like there were games specifically for the 3DS versus like the Wii or the Switch or whatever.
Yeah.
So if anything, now that the Steam Deck's coming out, if you can play full PC games, if you could play full Xbox games that you can play that are made for the console on there and they can run well, I mean, at that point, you could make the argument that PlayStation could revamp a new product, come out with something else to potentially have their full-on PS5 games or even PS4 games to be able to be playable on the go. Because like they already have like the whole streaming thing like from your console, but like honestly, like it's garbage. I've never been able to get it to work very well. Like there's just the lag time is so bad.
I've seen so many arguments. I've seen so many arguments about that because a lot of people I've watched, especially if they're coming from like England and stuff, they'll tell you that basically the internet over here is not as stable as it is over there.
No, it's not. I've heard the same thing.
Internet, some internet here has got absolute trash internet.
Yep. I think if this was done 6 years ago, we would have a very different conversation right now. And I say that because now we're in a time period to where your general consumer, it makes sense to have a Xbox and a PlayStation and a Switch at this particular climate, because you have it to where one person might have their Xbox as literally their Game Pass box. Then you have another person that has their Switch as their traveling gaming unit. Then you have your PlayStation for literally the exclusive content and other stuff like that, or your RPG system, if you will. But then also you have the PC that has everything under the umbrella. So literally at this point, it does make sense for people in this climate to have a little bit of everything. So because Steam Deck is doing this and it can do that, I don't think that's necessarily going to move the needle completely for PlayStation to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Question for you though. I just had another thought.
Right after that, Mildew has something, but go ahead.
So, okay, no, Mildew, go ahead.
I was just going to raise my hand to say, I don't think they're going to make a system per se, but I feel like with what you said prior hand is I feel like a PC-based system like the Game Pass that Xbox has is a possibility now because of the fact that you've got Valve releasing this mobile deck that can be capable of having all these systems on there. I think would be a good review to look at doing because they do have knowledge of mobile devices because of the PS Vita. So I think that they could definitely go on board that to then offer their stuff onto there to get a hold of that audience that's got these, because I can guarantee you it's going to be a big audience.
And they've
So,
also
by doing that, they can literally secure better funding, better budgeting, and a better future for themselves. Because there was a lot of talk when 5 was coming out that this was going to be their last console.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then if they can get an online system going for PCs, which is still going to be going for years and years to come, they secure themselves in the gaming industry still by offering that capability. And then maybe look at manufacturing maybe a controller that works with PCs to then still keep that PlayStation feel and vibe. So I think it's a good route for them to look into to get that PC console system up. I don't say make a new handheld device, but I say get on board of the Valve, because that's definitely, I feel like that's going to go far, literally.
Right before,
I think that's the smarter option.
Figures out if they want to do it, if they want to allow an emulator out there for their stuff or not. You know.
Right before it's the 9 Ball chimes in with his comment, because I know you were trying to jump off the horse there for a second. It literally just silent says, I may pick up a Steam Deck so I can have a quote unquote PC. Hey man, that's the way to do it. Yeah, I mean, me and you, first and foremost, we already have to link up on Phantasy Star 2. I know we were already talking about that, and I'm excited to jump into that with you. All right, but if you get yourself a Steam Deck, the possibilities are endless, man. We can go ahead and just get in there like swimwear. You know what I mean? SQ Gamer, absolutely love you, man. Appreciate you being here. We're just talking video games, as you already know. We're up here every Tuesday, as you already know as well. And yeah, feel free to chime in inside the comments. Give us your thoughts. Give us your opinions. Give us your facts. All of that. Check the car packs. I'll know with you there, 9 Ball.
I was about to say, I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I was about to say that they already have. A lot of ways, PlayStation already has it. If they would improve on PlayStation now.
Yeah. I don't count that though. That's the problem. You know, until it's fully up and running and we see an option for the PC systems, I don't count it. You know, I just see it as something as an extra service on their console. That's really all I see it as.
And as somebody that didn't mean to get now, that got now, I'm very I didn't mean to get now, but I ended up getting it. And I actually had a really good time with it, and it actually sparked a game for me to pick up and beat, and that was Hitman. Hitman 3 is absolutely a stellar game. That is a fantastic game. And I would have missed it completely if I didn't accidentally get now. And now it does have some content on there to where I was able to try out Marvel's Avengers, to where I was able to jump back to Judgment and get ready for Judgment, whatever the next Judgment game is. Lost Judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that capability to do that if I want to. Have I fully committed to that? Not entirely, because I'm still trying to get through 14. That's been eating up my life in a good way. Absolutely love it. But I'm just saying in general, that capability was there, and I didn't realize how good now is. Is it the best thing since sliced bread? No. I think Game Pass is still, in some ways, better. But it is something that I was just like, snap. I didn't even think about this. And like you said, they have the services there. They just need to find a way to hone that in and market better and maybe tie it with Plus or do something that way it's more appealing to the consumer. Go ahead there, 9 Ball.
Okay, so I played a bit of Now myself. When I was out of town, my nieces and all of them have PlayStation Now on their thing, so I played a bit of 40K Inquisitor and Jump Force, which I think it ran pretty good because I tried it actually. I tried one game download and I tried one game streaming on there. They have pretty high streaming things, download upload speed. For the most part, it was pretty good. I had one or two times where I had like a bit of a drop where it just dropped completely out, but it wasn't too bad. I think it can be if they improve upon it. I think they can put it on there, and it would be fine. They just lower the resolution to the Steam Deck and make it 720, and it should be okay on there. My other question was a Hitman question.
Okay.
You get Silent Assassin because I kept getting Mass Murderer.
To be honest, I didn't try for Silent Assassin. I did mass murder people because I mass murder people. Let's keep it real. That's what happened.
That always went wrong. Like I'm gonna do. Oh god, I just gotta kill. Now I gotta kill her too.
Yeah. I think there's one level that was in this Hitman 2 that I had actually a pretty tough time trying to do because I wanted to find a way to mess with the there's a level that happens in Hitman 2 that you can actually go to, and there's two people you have to kill, which is the girl's father, which is up inside like some penthouse thing, and then the girl herself, which is she's a NASCAR driver. And you have to find a creative way to get them both killed, or kill both of them, I should say. And I wanted to tamper with her vehicle, but I couldn't do it because it took me like 3 years to figure out how to get past security in the first place. For me, the answer was kill the mascot and take his suit. That was my thing. So I went in there as the little penguin-looking guy, and let's just not talk about that level anymore, okay? How about that? We're not going to talk about that level, but I succeeded eventually, okay?
You ever seen that? I'll have to probably send you a clip of that later. But did you ever see the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man movie?
No.
Oh, it gave me that. He just gave me that image of that suit. The part where he came up and punched that girl with the bear suit on.
Something like that, yeah. Something like that. I mean, I went through so many different aliases on that game, but my favorite one was definitely being able to get the mascot suit. I felt bad for killing him. Did I kill him or did I knock him out? I think I killed him to silence him forever. That's what I think I did. But neither here nor there. Part B of what's new with Xbox. This is a story from James Carr, also from GameSpot. The ability to output Xbox Series X's UI at a higher resolution is coming to some Xbox insiders later today. Shared on Twitter by Xbox Insider Program led by Brad Rossetti, the new feature will allow Xbox Series X consoles to connect to a 4K display to output the console's dashboard and UI at a higher resolution. Despite the Xbox Series X running games at 4K resolution, the console's UI only outputs at 1080p. It now seems that Microsoft is planning to roll out a 4K user interface for all users in the future after some testings with the Xbox Insider Program. So there you have it. Is literally Xbox is just the UI version dashboard is getting a 4K resolution. I think it looked pretty okay, fine. I think it'll look pretty. Outside of that, there's not really anything big there because the games were already had the capability of running at 4K. But does anyone want to chime in on this additionally as far as the UI having that 4K capability now?
I don't have a 4K TV.
Neither do I.
Actually, I think I'm the only one. Yeah, I think I'm the only one with the 4K TV. But I'm excited for it. The PS5 looks beautiful when it loads up. Absolutely gorgeous when it loads up. But that's all it is just a cleaner look. So I don't see anything. Yeah, go ahead.
It sounds like a nice quality of life update. Like, it doesn't sound like anything like too major where it's like, hey, look, we're gonna make the UI a little prettier. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sure. Just I'll be able. I guess I'll be able to tell when I load up the game. Like, oh, that looks nice. Okay, cool. Let me just launch my game real quick.
Yeah, and that's literally all it's going to be. It's just going to be a little like, hey, here's a attractive aesthetic here, and that's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. Moving on to something that's a little separate from Xbox, but more of a publisher. Call of Duty Vanguard. Do we care? All right. Eddie Mackey from GameSpot says this in his story. Activision has listed off some of the co-developers working on Call of Duty Vanguard alongside the main team at Sledgehammer Games. This news is coming light to as the state of the California sues Activision Blizzard for a pattern of sexual harassment and discrimination against women. According to a marketing email currently outgoing, Treyarch, B Knox, Raven, and High Moon Studios are collaborating with Sledgehammer Games on the new game. This is not at all a surprise given Call of Duty games are jointly developed by Activision's various in-house studios. This is also the case for the Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed series, while Rockstar Games is known for bringing in multiple development studios to contribute to a single project. Vanguard was officially announced on August 14th with a teaser trailer and the game's key art. The game will be revealed in more detail through Call of Duty Warzone on August 19th. So keep checking back with GameSpot for lots more on what to expect to be the best-selling game of 2021 in the U.S. So, out of curiosity, does this do anything for you guys, Call of Duty wise? Are you guys interested in this at all? I know before off stream, before we actually started, Mildew had asked, "Is there a story?" Is that moving the needle for anybody? What's going on here, Nineball?
Not really. I mean, they always have multiple studios. I think it's the only game they really make now that really matters. What games or other games have Activision really released?
Well, not released. I don't really know too much because I don't really follow them like that. But I know obviously the popular ones, World of Warcraft, obviously, but that's not released. It's just one of the games that they do have. And not even Activision. That's Blizzard, but still Blizzard, Activision, all that good stuff.
Yeah, the one and the same.
Yeah.
So, Bandicoot, I think they did.
Well, that was originally, I think that was Vicarious Visions, wasn't it? And then I know that's now underneath Activision.
I think so. They did it, I think, just like...
Yeah,
2017, I think they picked it up, and then we've been running with it since.
Yeah, because I know Crash Bandicoot originally was like Naughty Dog, and then...
Destiny.
You said what?
I think they own Destiny, don't they?
No,
that's Bungie.
Bungie took the rights back.
Okay, that's right. I couldn't remember.
Okay, they did Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
That was also Vicarious Visions first.
Yeah, Vicarious Visions. They just published it. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, but that was made by Toys for Bob.
Yeah.
Was the developer.
Yeah.
Looks like they also got the rights for Spyro. I forgot about that.
Well, they forgot about it too. Somebody will find it behind the toilet or something one day. What's this?
Oh yeah.
The Call of Duty 10? No. Well, don't care.
Yeah,
they're called Spiro.
Yeah, no, I was about to say. I mean, I do want to have. I guess I'm at that point to where I'm curious of how Battlefield is going to take this. I'm curious of how they're going to, because again, everyone knows, again, before all this allegations came out, before the lawsuits and everything like that, most of the people that were playing video games, if they're just a casual gamer, it's Madden, Call of Duty. That's primarily how it was. Madden, Call of Duty. Now that this is coming out, and you start having more people that are like heavier inside the industry, talking to their friends, being like, "Hey, this is what's going on." For some people, this won't do a thing. This is just like, all right, well, next Call of Duty's coming out, can't wait for it. For other people, they're taking a huge protest. They're like, "Oh, I can't believe what they did. I'm not buying any more of their games," which is why you have some people falling off of WoW, going on over to 14, falling off of Warzone, going over to Apex. Now, I'm just kind of curious to see if not only are they coming up with a new game, but having this thing go against them, but also Battlefield is coming back with a brand new game, which is 2042. I'm curious to see how that's going, because that's actually a game I'm actually excited for, is Battlefield 2042, just because Battlefield has been my jam. I wish that they would have a campaign, because I would jump inside that in a heartbeat. I love those campaigns. But
you don't like the tornado?
I don't mind. I don't mind the tornado, but I don't want that to be the whole game. I want to be able to actually go through a plot, go through a movie, go through a series, have a moment with the game.
Tornado. What's better than that?
You know,
they're gonna launch that game with that tornado, and the people in Tornado Alley are gonna be like, "That's not how it works."
If they could give me an actual story of how the tornado formed, the hard life that the tornado had to live, and then be able to become the monster that it is, sign me up. You know what I mean? Like, give me a campaign. Yeah.
There's
copied it from
tornado machines now. There's tornado machines now. What are you talking about? It's the year 2042. Tornado machines.
Nah, they just copied it from Conan Exiles. It's the Sandstorm from Conan Exiles with the dude's skin.
Especially like when you bring up Battlefield, because I do want to try this again. I want to give Battlefield another try. Because like the more and more I'm realizing it, especially with games like this, as we're kind of discussing this, the more I'm realizing like I don't think I had like very great friends when I was playing these back in the day. Mm-hmm. Because like one thing that I do remember was that, I don't know if this happened to you guys, but like I got teased like whenever I would play any sort of like Call of Duty campaign.
Oh,
like,
what?
Like when I would play the campaign,
the campaign.
Yeah, yeah, like my friends would be like, what are you doing playing the campaign? Like, loser, like get on like multiplayer.
I'm playing the campaign because I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're not like really playing.
Get my
the game.
money's worth out of it.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like
I'm enjoying a good story.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it honestly kind of ruined the experience for me. Where like now, like when you're like, oh, is there a campaign? Mentally, why would I play the campaign? And I'm like, that's not how I actually feel about it.
No,
because
you just had idiot friends back then. That's what that was.
It just, you know what? I just had friends that, again, love them to death. I still, great. They're great people. It's just that it was just we're kids. We're kids, just being kids. But it was just like, you know what? Like I want to give it another try, especially like with Battlefield 2042. Like I want to try it again. Like when it comes out, I will get it. I will try it. But in terms of Call of Duty, it's another one. Really, another one. Like, didn't we just have Cold War come out? It's just like, do we need more? Do we really need more? Like, what are we doing with all of these Call of Duties? Like, hey, remember this one? Well, now it's this one, but it's got a slightly different name. You get to do the same stuff, but just a little different. It's just like
I had you there silent inside the chat. I see you. I just had Malachi for the most part. I had you too, buddy. I had you too.
It was
at least you had each other.
like it's just, you know what? And now I have you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm
touch the camera. Show the love. Show the love. Yes.
Show the love. I'll take the love. I'll take it. Like it. It's.
I'm all got
just,
no love to share.
He's too cool for school.
He's like, yeah, you'll be fine. No, Nineballs are really like, you're fine.
He's like,
you'll be fine. You're good.
It's all good.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about this. It's just like, again, like the way I feel about it is just like, hey, another Call of Duty, another one.
Yeah.
Do we need another one? Like I like Warzone. Like first of all, Warzone is a beast of a data hog. Like it just takes up so much space that I don't even.
Your console.
Like I just yeah, like I don't even touch it. It's just like it just commands too much space on my hardware. And I'm like, you know what? If you're that, like if you're that,
he said it is your console. I got PS5. I got PS. You got PS5 or you got Xbox Series X? I don't have either. I got Warzone.
Doesn't matter. Like you really have to you gotta give all of your other games a shaft. It's like, sorry, Spider-Man, like sorry, Miles, I gotta make some room to shoot people.
Sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta update Warzone, man.
It's
another
just
50 gigs.
It's just it's so big. It's too big.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't like it. It's just way too much for me to just be like, you know what, like. Why take up all of this space with one game when I can fit like 20 games like in that same file?
Facts.
Like obviously I'm exaggerating, but still, like
are
it's
you?
a lot of games.
Are you exaggerating?
What's the count up to now? Like what?
It's literally 150. 150.
If it was a Pokemon, it would be Snorlax. If it was a Pokemon, it would basically be Snorlax.
You're a new Wailord at this point. What are you talking about? It's a whale at this point.
Getting to it. They're getting to Wailord status with these recent
Like,
updates and all.
It's ridiculous, and they're just like, hey, let's make another one. Hey, let's make another one. Hey, let's make another one. It's like, why? Why are you making so many? Like, just come out with one like every other year. Like, have one like come out like every other year, like if that. So that way, like, you can like let it breathe a little bit. Let it breathe. Just let your game breathe a little bit. Like, I get that we're in a day and age where we're consuming media and content at like an ever increasing pace. But I don't need this many games like thrown at my face at the same time. Like, if I have all these developers being like, hey, play this game, play this game, play this game, I'm just gonna be like, no, like I don't want to play your game. I'm just gonna ignore you guys and then just wait until there's oh, look at that, another Pokemon game. Sure, okay, cool, all right. That's I guess that's kind of like my mentality with it, where I'm just like, I'm just gonna wait. Just like, yeah, you know what? You guys go play Call of Duty Vanguard. I'm gonna be over here playing chibi Pokemon over here. I'm gonna be enjoying myself. I'm gonna be having a fun. I'm just gonna be sitting on the couch, eating like Cheez-Its or something. I don't know, doing me. and then I'm just gonna be playing Pokemon, and it's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be great.
Silent inside the chat says it's like getting that new girl who is super possessive. Like, sorry Sony, sorry Smite, I can't chill tonight. Call of Duty wants to sit awkwardly across from each other tonight and talk about bad matchmakings.
Yeah, see, I can't have that. I need something stable. I need something stable, reliable, and faithful. I need something.
I hope I did the voice for you justice on that, Silent, because I definitely tried to Valley Girl that.
oh
my god!
I need commitment. Is what I need.
That's what I needed. You know what? Hold on. I just had to get the trophy for that one. Perfect. Okay. Cool.
Oh my god! But I agree wholeheartedly with your rant, Gravity. Just give us more time in between games. But one of my main things I want to know is
what's your... do that though.
They are, but I think they're panicking because of everything that's going on. They're trying to get their fan base back and all, or they're trying to keep people. So
they can't. Fortnite changed the landscape, and then Fortnite themselves just started to copy the landscape.
Hey, it's called Control C.
I mean, at this point, like, I'm pretty sure Apex is...
Feature! Copy it!
Apex has become the Apex.
Facts.
But no,
go ahead.
We don't need it. I don't need another Call of Duty right now.
I don't. Yeah, I probably would. I might have a different tune about it if I played Cold War first, because that had a campaign to it. I mean, it did have matchmaking, all that good stuff, PvP, team deathmatch, all that good stuff. The other online player modes, but I never picked up Cold War as of yet, and yeah, so we'll just have to see. But as of right now, that's what it is. Call of Duty Vanguard. It is happening, but of course, it's going through its little situation right now with the law, at least on Activision's part.
Yep.
Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer. Now, this is something that I did want to talk about, and I know this genre is a little crowded, but hear me out, because Jeremy Winslow from GameSpot says, it says, a data miner has uncovered the leftover multiplayer assets within The Last of Us Part 2 files that potentially point to a Battle Royale mode comprised of locations from the action-adventure game's single-player campaign. In a nearly 5-minute long video, quote, modding and exploring the game, end quote, YouTuber Specializers shared what are allegedly The Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer assets. According to Specializer, these contain a map prop to be used in the multiplayer, as well as objects like a collar and listening mode device, parentheses, likely a piece of equipment in multiplayer to use for like a listening mode feature. What's particularly striking about the leak, though, is that the multiplayer map. It looks like it combines several locations from The Last of Us Part 2 single-player campaign, like Adler Plaza and Camelito, to make up one big map. As Specializer zooms into one reference area after another, the Battle Royale map starts to make sense. Adler Plaza, with its 4-story motel and spacious music center, looks like a great drop zone for loot, skirmishes, while Port 66, the spot near where Ellie tracked down Abby in the game, could be a solid hiding place to wait until you're the last one standing. So
until you're the last of us.
I've said that off stream. I was like, it's in the name. The world itself that you're living in, of the Last of Us is literally like you're surviving, and there's also poachers and zombies out there, so they can have something that's very similar to like a Hunter's Arena aspect, to where you're not only fighting players, but you're also fighting NPCs too as well, and literally being the Last of Us. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. Doesn't sound like that's anything concrete. It's just data mining pretty much. But what would you guys think about a Last of Us Battle Royale?
I would need to play the game first.
Yeah.
Same here. I mean,
Silence says congratulations, you were the second to Last of Us.
like you know, like I'll say this, like Naughty Dog it's not their first rodeo when it comes to multiplayer. Like they did multiplayer for the Uncharted series, which I actually really enjoyed that. It was really fun. It was a third-person shooter. Like the gameplay was a little wonky, like just a little bit, but like it was like a little wonky in like a fun kind of way. So like it's not their first rodeo. They've done multiplayer before, and so at the very least, in my eyes, it's like I would definitely want to play the game's story first, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's at the very least like I have some sort of comfort knowing like, okay, well, it's not this developer's like first crack at multiplayer before, where you're like, oh, this could really make or break the franchise. Like this could really do some harm. But like they've done it before, and I think that if they really wanted to, I think they could put out like a pretty half decent product.
Heard that. Does anyone think that? I mean, I know that there's been rumored of factions. This hasn't been fully confirmed yet, but I know that that's something that's supposed to be coming out. Do you guys think at all that factions will have a mode that's like a battle royale, or do you think this has anything to do with related to factions, or do you think that this is just a possibility that they're throwing out there and it's just like something that they're flirting with but probably won't commit to? Nineball.
They don't have to commit to it. It's, to be honest, even if it comes out, I was just thinking about that. Even if it comes out and sucks, you still got the single player.
Yeah, definitely.
Last of Us Part 2 has an excellent single player. Last of Us had an excellent single player. I haven't really played them all the way through, but all the awards and stuff were winning and everything they was getting says a lot about it. I think they're getting a TV show or something. I keep hearing rumors about that or something about that.
I'll be back. You guys can keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right, but I think
Live action. What are we doing? What do we do with TV shows? Like, what do we do? Like, what are we doing with this nonsense?
Kenshin on Netflix. You know that, right?
Yeah,
I know. They keep trying to recommend it to me, and I keep telling them no. Stop it. Stop it. You know what? No, this was really funny. I think I've said this before. They did. There was a poll that they conducted in Japan, interviewing people to see like, hey, like which anime would you want to see adapted into live action?
no.
Like overwhelmingly, like several hundred people, like close to like 70+% of the people that they polled said don't do it. I don't want to see it. And so at the very least, like to me, they're like they didn't even give a name. They're just like no, just I don't want to see it adapted at all. And I was actually thinking about this the other day, where I'm like, I think at the very least, like when it comes to stuff like anime, or in this case video games, there's a certain level of comfort that you have like with suspending your disbelief for certain things, that as soon as it gets into live action, you're like, okay, really? I mean, like no one would make, oh, that was a real cheesy line. It's like you would actually say that? No, you wouldn't. No.
Cowboy Bebop was supposed to be getting that live action one.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that one. That one, I guess, would be kind of interesting. But still, like, you got to do it right. Like, you got to do it well.
Oh, God. Yes, it is.
Literally, yeah. I just put it in the chat for you guys on our end. They are talking with works at HBO from Chernobyl creator. Is looking to do this, doing the Last of Us series. Yeah, literally, just silent in the chat said Death Note, if done well, could have been amazing. Could. I'm like, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I feel like that's with any of them.
No, Silent, don't bring. I didn't want to think about that one.
He brought it up.
No.
William Dafoe did really good. I would say he was probably the best part. William Dafoe as I can't remember the Angel of Death's name.
Oh no, sorry, I thought you were talking about L, and I'm like, I haven't seen it. So I'm just guessing.
Not L. I can't remember his name.
The Angel of Death.
I don't remember.
The one that was followed.
Starts with an R, right?
Was followed by, Ryuk.
Ryuk, yeah. Yeah, like it's just like, you know what? Like why are we doing live action? What are we doing with this? What are we doing? Like why are we doing this? Like you're asking me to give you my time to watch your thing when I could just play it instead. So the actress is like, I'm gonna go left. You mean I can't go right? What if I want to go right? What if there's something over there? Because they're gonna show something on the right to be like, oh, but what's that on the right over there, just slinking in the corner? It's like, no. If you're playing the game and you see something slinking on the right, you're like, we'll see what that is. I'm gonna go see right now. Pull the curtain back. What's going on? What's going on over here? Like, you know what? Netflix already has me so tilted with this live action Avatar. They had me when they had the original writers on there, but as soon as the original writers left because of creative differences, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, the live action Avatar movie.
Yeah, like when there is a series, like when there is a
the last Airbender.
like, see, yeah, no. I am really afraid we're gonna get another Last Airbender, and
Man, you
I
know how
just
many
I
penis hair
can't.
jokes there were?
I can't. You know what? Do you know what's worse? I saw that movie in theaters in 3D.
I had to
I
take a
had
step
I
back
had
from
the
that
3D
movie.
glasses on, watching that train wreck garbage fire in 3D. I
I'll
was like, you know what? I want this garbage fire to be in 3 dimensions. I want to, you know what? Screw it, 4 dimensions. I want to smell this. I really just want to
You didn't want to
smell
smell it.
this
Yeah.
garbage fire. It
I
just
I literally watched that movie and I had to step back from it. I'm like, if I look at it from an aspect of not even knowing the series, it's okay-ish.
I didn't even know the series, and it was painful to watch.
But
they took an
knowing the
entire
series
season,
and everything,
and summarized it in like an hour and a half. I'm like, you
I
can't.
know.
Watch
No,
a
I
man
do
dance
that.
for 30
hurt me.
seconds
That
to
hurt
throw a
me.
rock. Are you serious? Like,
It took like 5 guys to do one Earth attack. I'm like, no. And I agree with half of, like with a lot of the comments were like they took a martial art form and kind of almost it feels like they turned it into a dance move. And I'm like, they did in a way they kind of did, which is like it hurt. And Silent was in the chat going, man, it could be really cool if they made a Last Airbender movie. It's just really unfortunate that they never made one ever. No,
Like,
they
you,
failed. They failed at it. Like literally, the translation failed.
like to me, you'd have to take the original source material and recreate it, like just scene by scene, exact movements, exact same lines, or at the very least, like generally like the same lines. But at that point, I'm just like, well, why bother watching it in live action if I can just watch it animated? And again, like
it's one of
it
those
also
shows they need to leave alone.
it also comes back to like being able to suspend your disbelief just a little bit more. Where like if I'm watching a cartoon, I'm like, yeah, I can like clearly that's not real. Clearly that's a fictional world. I can suspend my disbelief and say, you know what? I'm just gonna turn my brain off for a little bit and I'm just gonna watch it. But if I'm watching something and they do something real cheesy, like Abs was watching Outer Banks recently. Super cheesy. Super duper cheesy. Like, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen season 2, but do yourself a favor, just don't. It's like I predicted pretty much every single plot twist in there. This guy is like about to get caught and he's about to get arrested and he's on a boat, right? And all the police, he's just like drunk on his boat and he's just like, "Hey, police." Like, "Hey," they're like, "Come on, get off the boat." And he's like, "No, I'm not going to get off my boat." And I'm like, "The boat's going to blow up, isn't it? The boat's going to blow up, right?" And then his daughter's there, and he's just like, "Daughter, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "Yeah, the boat's gonna blow up, isn't it?" And then he's just like, "No, I love you," and he just goes into his boat, and it blows up. I'm just like, of course, like it's so cheesy, so cheesy. The cheese is unreal. This is like Cheese Whiz. It is so bad, where you're just like, my God, I can predict it, but you know what the worst part is?
You're still
Couldn't
eating
stop.
it.
I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop watching it. I was like, I have to. It was like the sunk cost fallacy where I'm like, you know what? I have been sitting here. I haven't been watching it, but I sat there and just listened to like the past 5 episodes just going, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta see what happens next. Might as well. But anyway, in terms of this game being like Last of Us multiplayer, I think it has potential. I mean, if they can make a Final Fantasy like battle royale game at this point, I mean, what game can you not turn into a battle royale?
Like I said earlier, there's no pressure on them.
Yeah,
You really
exactly.
don't
Like,
have pressure all over them.
Yep.
Even if the game does bad, even if the multiplayer, people view it like, I know Dead Space 2 had a multiplayer. It wasn't really hugely successful, but the single player was so good, it was still worth buying.
Yeah.
Like it was just felt more like a feature than what it is a necessity.
Yeah, most of their money that they're focused on is going to be coming to the main campaign. Like having the battle royale, it's an add-on. It's a nice little feature to have. They don't have to have it. In fact, it doesn't have it now, and it still does wonders. So yeah, I agree. I don't think that's going to be anything that will make or break it. But I am kind of curious to see how they would go about it if it were to come to fruition and they were to be like, hey, yeah, we want to do a battle royale.
Yep.
I'm going to kind of.
By the way, Gravity, real quick. Silence, like, are you saying Yu-Gi-Oh isn't real?
Yeah, so I saw that. That's when I came back in. Yeah, that's when I came back in. I was just like, "You're telling me not to believe in the heart of the cards?"
You know what? Don't even. My friend growing up, he had a Shonen Jump. He had a weekly Shonen Jump subscription that his parents paid for, and it was like, first of all, I was super jealous that he already had that subscription because I could only get those. Like it was back in the day. I was a child. I didn't know where to look for them. He had them hand delivered to his door, and then they always had like Yu-Gi-Oh cards like in the actual magazine themselves. And so like he and I would be dueling, and then he's like, "Victory Dragon." I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "It means that if you don't do this, I automatically win." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Yeah, read it." I'm like, "I can barely read that." It's like, oh, I can't see it. It's just like, yeah, it says that if you don't like do X, Y, and Z within the next like X amount of turns, I automatically win. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "No, I'm not. This was in my book." And I'm like, I also remember I bought one because it was supposed to have a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in it, and I was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be great." And then they traded it out for a Harpy Lady. They're like, sorry, you don't get your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Here's a Harpy Lady. Not even like a good one. It was just like a regular Harpy Lady.
Or anything, just a
No,
normal Harpy.
just a normal Harpy Lady. Like I bought that book. I still have that book actually. It has like the first volumes of like the OG Yu-Gi-Oh, where it was like Shadow Games, where it was like it was like a game.
Played on the fields, and the fields activated some weird ass effects, and like you could attack the moon with the stone cold.
Yeah.
No, it was like put a stack of money on the back of your hand, and then take a knife and stab the stack of money, and see how much you could stab without stabbing your hand. And if you stabbed your hand, you went to the Shadow Realm.
Oh wow.
That's how dark it was. The OG Yu-Gi-Oh was weird. It was super duper weird, but it had like Sandland, Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu-Gi-Oh. It had like the chapter of DBZ, like right where Trunks gets in there. It had the first chapter of like One Piece. It was a
First chapter. There was
real quick. I'm gonna kind of chime in real fast because it looks like Blue Eyes Ultimate is inside the chat. But yeah, I'm actually gonna get ready to wrap this up because I have to actually run some errands for the wife.
I gotta be an adult.
Yeah,
he's gotta be an adult. Yep.
So we got two more. One, and it's more just updates for both of them. One's like a little fun fact, and the other one is more of an announcement. First and foremost, we have how Dragon Age got its name for story number 4. Wesley LeBlanc from IGN. Dragon Age Origins was originally a game without any dragons, but then a random name generator changed the game's settings. This news came from the Way of the Gamer, which included the tidbit as part of the larger interview about how the series originally had no dragons. As it turned out, the Dragon Age series was conceived without a name. There were some ideas, but nothing stuck, so the team decided to have a coder create a random name generator. Quote, they knocked something together and added a whole bunch of fantasy words to the list. End quote. The lead environmental artist, Ian Stubbington, said, quote, it was fired up and produced some names that the one that got the final vote by the team was, of course, Dragon Age. It turns out that Dragon Age series and Childish Gambino have more in common than we previously knew. After all, both of their origin stories involve a random name generator. It wasn't until the BioWare team's random name generator came up with Dragon Age that lead writer David Gator decided that they should add some actual dragons to the story. That's because the game originally had no dragons, as it would instead be set in a period, quote, past its high fantasy stage, end quote. In the stage of game settings, magic would have been on the decline and dragons would have already been hunted in extinction. So,
I'm actually happy for that random name generator now.
Yeah.
It made one hell of a game.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
To add dragons in Dragon Age, yeah, it makes sense.
The random name generator. Once you figure out how they got the name Anthem, it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I thought they were just, singing a song and then they thought of it.
Like, I really want to know how many times, like, they just sat there and just kept hitting refresh. Like, I'd like to think that it was just one person's job to just sit there and just be like, nope, 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 nope.
That would have been a real fun
maybe.
board meeting.
Yeah, yeah, and I think
Funny how they
that's
got Mass Effect too. Just
well, and
Mass
again,
Effect, we're done.
yeah. I'm very curious because again, like not only did they use a name generator, which I think is very intriguing that they did that for Dragon Age, but they also switched up some mechanics of the game to match the name. So like again, they said that the game initially didn't have dragons. Some of those dragon fights are ridiculous. Some of them can be really tough. So
They're almost end game level.
yeah. So I mean, I applaud.
I got wrecked.
I
You
applaud
enjoyed
that.
it.
Yeah, I applaud what they went. Silent just says, I guess we got to add some dragons.
Silent just said, I guess we got to gas some dragons.
Yeah. And then going on over to the final story to wrap up the day, Tales of Arise is almost here. Darren Bonthius from GameSpot says, Bandai Namco has confirmed that it will release a demo for Tales of Arise on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X and S on August 18th, which is tomorrow, ladies and gents. Set in a world where the nation of Dana was conquered by the technologically superior country of Rena and split into 5 realms, players will experience the story through the protagonists Iron Mask and Shion. While Iron Mask is a Dana slave who is unable to feel pain, Shion is his polar opposite of Citizen of Rena, cursed with to zap anyone who comes into physical contact with her using magical lightning. Together, the two will form an odd couple alliance as they strengthen their bonds in a brutal land ruled by tyrants. End quote. So I'm very excited about Tales of Arise. I've never really dove inside the Tales series because I know there's Tales of Vesperia. There's all different types of Tales, and
There's
I know
a long list.
Yeah, and I know that there's definitely a very and I'm very curious to see how, because there's the Wise, Tales, and Final Fantasy that I kind of cope together. Like they all kind of inside the same genre. And me being a Final Fantasy fanatic, I would love to jump inside the Wise, or Ys, however you pronounce it, and I would love to dive more inside the Tales. Yes, it looks like Silent is excited for Tales demo tomorrow. Yes, the Tales demo is tomorrow. So that's Tales of Arise if you want to check it out. So
I'm gonna be downloading it.
yeah, I'll be downloading it too myself. I can't wait to try it out. And maybe that could be
What's it out for?
It's a demo, so it's probably going to be out indefinitely. It's not like a trial or a beta. It's an actual demo.
Okay.
So
I'll probably give it a try there.
It looks gorgeous.
Looks
like
great.
it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks super crisp. I love the colors. Even like some of the graphics like look really sharp too, which is really nice.
Yeah.
You know what they shouldn't do is make a live action series of it because
God. Yeah, that was a tangent you missed there, Malachi.
Yeah, we was going off about live action.
Because they're doing the live action of Last of Us, they're doing a live action of Cowboy Bebop. They've already got a live action movie of Rurouni Kenshin on Netflix.
Was that one I haven't seen it, but I was informed that was actually the one anime that was good inside of live action was Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh,
Well,
where'd you hear
sword
that?
fight.
Where
It's
did you
sword
hear
fight.
that?
Now this is a while ago, but it was like back when I was in high school.
It's sword fighting,
It
so I
is.
mean, it can be adaptable, but they have to do the fights right. If they can't do the fights right, then I'm just gonna, I can't.
Yeah, and Silent just corrected me in there. It says Ys is pronounced Ys like geese, so Ys. So yeah,
Yeeth.
there you go. But yeah, I would love to get inside that series too as well. And then of course I still one of the biggest reasons why I got my Switch is because I do want to jump inside Fire Emblem. I want to jump in that too as well. So I got a little bit of homework to do as far as cleaning up my current backlog, but also jumping inside anticipated games that I want to get into and complete and everything. And that is pretty much that. Wish we had just a little bit more time. I apologize, I went MIA there for a bit, but we're going to wrap it up for our episode 60 of ALWT Things Gaming. If you guys are listening to this on Anchor/Spotify, this is episode 47. We definitely appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. As a reminder, throwing it out there, anyone that is curious about where I get my little energy drinks, because I get them pretty often.
Where do you get them from?
Raise energy. Go to Red
What
Sports.
is that?
Yeah, this is
What
rainbow.
this?
This is rainbow flavor, and it tastes like a
Rainbow flavored.
It tastes like a.
Rainbow.
What
It
does
tastes like
rainbow
a.
taste like?
It tastes like a
Who
Smartie.
makes those,
Tastes like a
Malachi?
Smartie. You know what I mean? It tastes quite delicious.
Shadow Legend.
If you go to Rep Sports, if you go to Rep Sports, reppsports.com, type in ALWT Gaming at checkout, get 50% off. That's your Raise Energy, your water supplements, your workout powders, all that stuff that's on the Rep Sports site for Raise Company. And of course, guava mango is delicious. The grape bubble gum is delicious. They got Galaxy Starburst. They got so many. They got sour gummy worms. It's all good. It's all
Speaking
good.
of
in
a
the hood, like
name
a shit.
generator, Galaxy Star.
Yeah, I know. They probably did use it, to be honest with you. They probably did.
Sounds like a candy store for gamers.
Bars. So yeah, again, that's RepSports, reppsports.com. And then lastly, of course, make sure you guys follow us on social media platforms such as Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Pretty much anything underneath the social media sun. Just type in ALWT Gaming. On YouTube, you might have to type in At Least We Tried. Because at least we tried. And then, of course, everyone's names are listed on here if you guys are watching it on a visual standpoint. If you don't, it is Malachi36 on PSN. You got Gravity Mark II on PSN and Twitch and all that good stuff. Mildew and Carrot,
everything
Twitch,
else.
YouTube, all that good stuff. It's the 9 ball altogether. And it's 9, the word 9, not the letter. It's the 9 ball. And there's no apostrophe after the T. So, you know what I mean? Let's be real. It's us all together. All words. You know what I mean? So, until next time, everybody, we got to dip on out of here and Control-Alt.
Complete.
Complete.
Peace, love, and hair grease.